Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about the fears of living a normal life, the fears of living a ordinary life, the fears of living a mediocre life, and why is it such a bad thing? Why is why is the word normal has such a negative connotation on it? Oh, you're nothing special, you're just normal. Why why do we fear just being regular? What why does everybody have to live extraordinary, magical lives? Why? Like, why? And I want to talk about my fears of living an ordinary life. For the past decade, for the past 10 years, I've had this big fear of not being successful. I've had this big fear of living an ordinary life or not achieving what I wanted to achieve. And for the life of me, I couldn't figure out why was it such a detrimental thing to my mental health that if I wasn't successful, if I didn't achieve um these material things, if I didn't achieve these, cars, house, money, women, I feel like my life didn't amount to nothing. And that's a big part of why my depression is the way it is because every year that goes by and I'm not where I want to be, I feel like my life ain't really mean nothing. Like if I was to, God forbid, pass away today, what did my life really amount to? Now I'm not saying I need to be praised by millions and millions of people all over the world, and but I have to feel like my life was worth it. My life I don't want to feel like my life was wasted. Now I don't know why it's such a negative thing because um you grow up seeing normal people everywhere you go. You rarely see people in your day-to-day life who's doing extraordinary things. You grow up seeing normal people everywhere you go. 9 times out of 10, your parents are normal. Um, the people in your local community are normal. People you went to school with are normal. The people you interact on a day-to-day basis are normal. So you see a lot of normal people who live, you know, good lives. Not just because you don't have millions of adoring fans or or crazy people stalking you or paparazzi trying to take your picture that your life ain't really mean nothing or your life is minuscule. But I don't know how to explain it, but I know social media has a big part to do with it. Because when you go on social media, all you see is people living extravagant lives, people living extraordinary lives that you only would have seen on TV like 20 years prior. Like just lives you could only see on TV, but now it's constantly in your face, and you're constantly comparing yourself, and you're constantly trying to match up to their highlights, and it really plays a big toll on your mental health. And that's why I try to limit my social media time. But yeah, living a normal life, like it's nothing wrong with it, but it's something wrong with it. I don't know how to explain it because just to have a good paying job, you're not making millions a years, but you're making enough to get by. A wife and kids, um, a house, and that's pretty much it. Some people are content with that, and that's fine. That's fine. I'm not saying just because you live a normal life, you're some type of, you know, your life don't matter or, you're looked down upon. I'm just talking about how I personally feel, how what I personally want and see for my life. I'm not saying your life mean nothing. Your life is minuscule, and everybody has different visions of where they want their life to be, and that's fine. That's fine. Everybody doesn't need to be Michael Jackson. Not everybody strives to that. Some people want to be low key. Some people don't like the attention. Some people, just want to be off and do their own thing. They just want to, make their money and just do their own thing. They ain't really want the millions and hundreds of millions of adoring fans and people all up in your relationship business and all. Not everybody wants it. Not everybody wants to be a celebrity. Wants to be famous. Now I'm not saying I necessarily want to be famous or I want to be a celebrity, but hmm, I want to feel like I'm appreciated. I want to feel appreciated. I want to feel, you know, like that I had to impact to change somebody's life, or I had to impact to influence somebody in a positive way. Like I want my like it made me feel like I was here for a reason. It made me feel like my life is worth something because if I wasn't here, I wouldn't be able to impact these certain individuals in the way that I did. If that make any sense. But yeah, like I fear being normal. I fear being ordinary. And these are just regular words, but these words sound like negative to me. These words sounds negative to me. Like if somebody was to walk up to me if somebody was to walk up to me and be like, man, you regular. Man, ain't nothing special about you, man. You normal. Like these words has meaning. These words meaning has like derived into something else. It derived into something that means like bottom of society or it because when you're on social media you just all you see is the next person trying to one up the next person, level up on the next person, and everybody's in competition with themselves. Life is one big competition. It's one big competition, and whoever's at the top shame the people at the bottom for not being at the top. And I don't know if that's just the way I see it. That's the way I view it. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Everybody views on life is different. Everybody views on life is different. But I just want my life to be special. Now I'm not saying that I'm special because I don't feel like I'm special, but I feel like I feel like I can have an impact no matter how small it is. I feel like I can have an impact, but I don't know exactly where the impact is going to come from. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do to achieve this impact, but I know I could do it. But it's just, you just got to, the opportunity, man. The opportunity. Without the opportunity, like, a lot of people are great, are amazing at great things, but some people just never get the opportunity. And I know people say you have to create the opportunity. You have to create the opportunity. Life is what you make it. Sometimes life is what they allow you to make it. Life is what you can't really, not all the time you can make life what you want it to be. Because if that was the case, everybody would be living a life that nobody be working a 9 to 5. Everybody would be living a life and living la vida loca and doing the big one. But everybody can't do that. Some people made decisions and they got obligations and they got things they gotta live up to and so on and so forth. That's why decisions you make in life is so important because they determine your freedom. They determine how much you can move around, how much you could risk. They determine your stability. You know what I'm saying? So every every everybody's different. Everybody's different. You might listen to this, you might think you might not agree with what I'm saying, or you might listen to this and you might agree with what I'm saying, but living an ordinary life, living a normal life is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. My parents live a normal life, an ordinary life. Wake up, go to work, had kids, raise their kids, do the best they can. No, they're not in the best financial position that they could be, and I'm sure if they could do more, they could do more. But you got to remember, we grew up in different times. We grew up in we didn't have my parents, when they was my age, didn't have all these stuff that we had today. Didn't have all these resources that we had today. There wasn't no way you could make money online or, be recognized for your talents as easily as it is today. No, you couldn't do it. It wasn't a thing. It wasn't possible. It wasn't a thing. You just had to work, find a suitable partner, have children, raise them children, and that the cycle continues. They didn't have no idea what the future would be like. So that's why I understand that some people in their later years, like in their 50s, 60s, they don't really understand how the youth is moving today because they don't really get it because they don't really like times has changed. But I could see that times has changed and I could see that there's you know, a lane that you could get in. And yes, it's an overcrowded lane and not many people could get in. It's very hard and it's very difficult and it takes a lot of work and a lot of stress and a lot of tears and blood and sweat. And man, the life you want is possible, but you just have to make a lot of sacrifices, man. The sacrifices I'm talking like this, these sacrifices gonna make you cry. These sacrifices can make you cry. That's how bad you want this life. But I just can't. Like that's my biggest fear. Like I can't imagine just being 40 and just stuck and trapped in a 9 to 5 I don't like, and but I have no choice because I have no other options. I don't have no talents, no real talents. I don't really have nothing to offer to the world that people would attract or invest money in. And that life is just hurts my heart. That's why I don't have no kids. That's why I'm not married because I feel like that'd be kind of a setback to what I want to do with my life. Because I would really have to focus on because I'm not just living for me. I'm living for other people now. I've Instead of me just being responsible for myself, I'm responsible for my wife, my children, and I see why people just get comfortable with a normal life because it's comfortable. A normal life is comfortable. But I don't want comfortable. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I I don't want it. I want the accolades. I want. I just can't. I just can't. That's my biggest fear. And you wouldn't believe I think about this every single day. Every single day, every single day. And it gets even worse when my birthday gets closer. Then I realize like I'm turning to like another year. Yes, I'm blessed to see another year, but it just reminds me that you still haven't accomplished nothing yet. It's either you make this dream happen, or you just give it up and follow the rest of the crowd, be normal, just get a job. Who gives a fuck if you don't like it? Just do what you gotta do, buckle down, do what you gotta do, put your bootstraps up, get a job, save some money, find a suitable woman, raise some kids, and go like that. Not everybody's gonna make it. Not everybody's gonna be successful. Not everybody's gonna live the life they wanna live. And that's okay. And that's okay. And that's one thing I have to understand. That's one thing I have to get through my that's one thing I have to get through my mind. You always can't have what you want. Not everybody can have what they want. Sometimes you just have to do what you gotta do. But I don't wanna I don't so sometimes I feel like I'm chasing something that's never gonna come. That's why I say I don't wanna I made a video like a day ago. I made a video about not chasing my purpose anymore. And it's not that I don't wanna chase my purpose anymore. It's that I don't wanna the word chase. I don't wanna chase it. I just wanna do what feels normal, feels right, and whatever happens, happens. I don't want to be. When I say when I chase it, I mean I'm stressing over it. I can't sleep over it. Can't eat over it because I want it so bad, and I'm still chasing, 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 and I can't relax, and I can't live life until I finally catch what I'm chasing. So I say I don't want to chase my purpose. I just want to, when the time feel right, I do what I do. And if I get the recognition, accolades that comes with it, then I get it. But if I don't, that's fine too. At least I know I tried, but I'm not quitting. I can't quit. I can't give up on this dream. I can't give up on it because I know how much good I could do in the world. I know how much good I could do in the world, but see, like what Uncle Ben said, with great power comes, great responsibility. So that good, I can easily turn. That's why not everybody's meant to have influence or live a extraordinary life, because the influence you have on others is wild. So that was a Spider-Man reference, by the way, for those who didn't know. But yeah, I'm just making this video because I was like, I wonder if anybody feels the way I feel. I wonder if anybody could relate. It's I just don't want to live a normal life. I can't see myself living an ordinary life. You know, a mundane life. When every day is just repeated over and over and over and over. Every day is just repetition. Repetition. No real big change. And you're just living for the weekend, just to have a few drinks. And no, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm not trying to be like fucking Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, but I don't know. It's just a fear of mine. I'm just being honest with you guys, and I'm sure there's people out there who feel the same. Because there's a lot of people who do crazy stuff online for attention, to garner attention, because they want this lifestyle so bad, and they're willing to do almost anything to get it. Some people really, really, really chase that clout, that fame, and thinking it will lead them to the road to riches. But fame doesn't automatically equal riches. You could be famous and still live a normal life. So it's just how you play your cards, and the cards are dealt to you. But yeah, like I don't know. I don't know. I know there's a lot of people who feel the same way as me, but I don't know, man. I don't know. There's only so much years. There's only so much years I got left in me where I can keep giving this a try, giving it a try, giving it a try before I gotta say, you know what? Time to hang it up. Time to hang it up is not working. Time to hang it up. But I'm not looking forward to that day. Honestly, I'm not looking forward to that day. I actually dread that day. I dread that day. I dread that day. But like I say, a normal life is not bad. But but it's not bad. But it's like you don't want to be forced into the rules of society. Like imagine working a 9 to 5 just to barely get by, because the wages are still lackluster and inflation is going up. So if you ever get the chance to, you know, monetize yourself online and make money online, and you don't have to deal with a boss, or you work on your own time, you bought your time back. You bought your time back, and you don't have to deal with nobody, and you kind of work on your own time. Your money depends on how much work you put in, and not because someone is, I don't want to say forcing you, because they ain't forcing you, but you're doing it because you kind of have to, because you need money to survive. But you're doing it. You're working at your own pace, and you really no headache. And that's a lifestyle a lot of people want, but this is a lifestyle that's very, very hard to attain, especially if you're starting from ground zero, starting from nothing. But yeah, I don't know, guys. Like I say, I've been at this content thing for like almost 6 years, or going on 6 years, and I haven't really scratched the surface yet, but I'm still at it. I'm still at it. I had a first channel, and that failed, so now I'm at it again, and hopefully things work out this time, man. But I've been growing steadily. I've been doing my thing. I appreciate all the support everybody been showing me, and I love it. 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 But like I say, living a normal life is nothing wrong with that. But I just see bigger things for myself. And I know it's not going to be easy. I know it's going to come with a lot of hardships, but you just have to be mentally prepared and be ready to do it alone, do it tired, do it broke. Just do it. Just do it. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say with y'all today. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. I appreciate y'all listening. I appreciate everything. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. And yeah, peace. I'm all at y'all later.